Hey everyone, Dave Schmidt's ResistanceBandTraining.com. Thanks for joining me today. I know a lot of you like to lift weights, but I've found over the years that lifting weights alone is not going to significantly impact my body's ability to look, feel, and move its best. Matter of fact, I want to take you through 6 things today that a resistance band like this is going to allow you to do to influence that part of looking, feeling, and moving great that free weights simply can't. Let me take you through all 6 of those right now. Guys, it's pretty simple. A band is pliable and very flexible. Exactly what your muscles are supposed to be and your joints are supposed to be. So as a result, I can take my joints, specifically my hips, shoulders, ankles, and put them into positions and allow myself to stretch and take myself through ranges of motion that don't always get used on a day-to-day basis. Now, in order to keep your body looking and feeling and moving great, you're going to have to keep your mobility. The best way to go ahead and lengthen out and mobilize your joints and muscles is to go ahead and stretch them where they normally don't go. A band will allow you to go ahead and do that very easily. It also, because of its lightweight, will allow you to go ahead and easily use it in any position, standing, lying down, whatever you want. Free weight, because it's gravity dependent, will not allow you to go ahead and do that. Plus, a free weight is not going to allow you to take your body into all different directions and positions. Stretching with bands, guys, is going to go a long ways in helping you look, feel, and move your best. And because of the pliability of the band and the resistance that comes with it, it's a great way to go ahead and stretch. Bands are going to be more joint friendly to your body. Squatting is a perfect example of what I mean by that. If you take a dumbbell as an example and you go ahead and place it up and you go into doing your squat, you can do it in an asymmetrical load or you can squat in this position. The fact of the matter is a dumbbell is only going to allow you to train in a vertical position or a gravity dependent position. Now, taking a resistance band, it's going to allow you to go ahead and train in that same vertical position, but it's also going to provide you a resistance that's more accommodating and more joint friendly because it's going to change resistance based on where you are in your movement pattern. So not only can you train in a vertical position, but the resistance alone is going to be more accommodating and more comfortable to your joints. However, if vertical loading of your squat doesn't work for you because of joint related issues, or you just want to change a pace, you can also go ahead and work on squatting with a horizontal force. Now this is not going to compress your joints, your spine's not going to be loaded, and a result of that, it's going to be a much more joint friendly position and way to exercise using your squat. And you're going to strength train your glute muscles in a different way because the force is coming at you from a different direction. Squatting is just one example of how bands are going to allow you to go ahead and train your body without beating up your joints. It's pretty important that we keep our body functioning as a complete unit. And what I mean by that is making sure that the body's movement patterns are coordinated together. Very often when you lift with exercise machines or free weights, you're isolating a movement pattern, so you're not utilizing the whole body, but instead just isolating in on that specific muscle group. For instance, a row is a perfect example. If I go ahead and I row in this position, I'm going to only use the shoulder or the back muscles to do the movement. However, I want to integrate my entire body so my glutes and my shoulder blades and my trunk all start working together. By going into a simple squat roll or a step and roll, I now learn how to coordinate movements together, which ultimately is going to allow me to move better as well as feel better because I'm now making more joints and more muscles do the same activity. All right, same thing can be said using bands for locomotion. And once again, hooking the bands up in a horizontal effector, you can go ahead and work on simple coordination of lunge patterns or walking patterns, skipping patterns, back pedal, any kind of locomotion movement you want. Face it, guys, walking and running is how our body was designed. And the more we can train that entire unit, the better it's going to perform and the better it's going to feel and look and move. Free weights simply don't allow us to go ahead and work on coordinating movements patterns together, and it definitely doesn't allow us to work on the key movements that our body was designed around, which is locomotion. This body of ours is a three-dimensional structure, which means that it can move in three different patterns of movement. Every joint, every muscle in your body has the ability to move three different ways. However, if we don't train it to move all three ways, we're going to lose the ability to do that. And when I say lose the ability, what I mean is we're going to get stiff and immobile because we never move in those directions. It's very consistent with always sitting around. You know, as we get older, we become more complacent. Our occupations allow us to, or make us have to sit around more and be following the same movement patterns all the time. Our exercise program doesn't have to do that, especially if you're training with bands. A chest press is a perfect example of a way to train your body in multiple planes, or what we call become 3D strong. All right? One way is to go ahead and just work at simple straight ahead pushing. All right? You can now go ahead and go into a staggered position and go into a push. You can now turn your body and go into a rotational push. And if you want, you can drop into a squat and come up into a squatting push. You can even drop into a squat and move into a push like that. The point is, as you can see, I can train in multiple planes, multiple ways, doing the same pattern of movement. You simply can't do that with a free weight because of its gravity-dependent nature and the inability for it to move in multiple planes. Keeping our body reactively quick is going to be the key to us staying not only agile and coordinated on our feet, but making sure we're not sustaining falls. It's also going to be what gets us out of trouble when those awkward movements unexpectedly pop up. How do you train to keep that coordination and that muscle response? Very simple. You work at different speeds of exercise when you're training. As an example of doing a chest press, the bands, because of its ascending band resistance, allows me to go ahead and move faster because the resistance at this point is going to be easier than the resistance at this point. Therefore, I can increase momentum and get my body moving faster. The same thing can be said if we do running movements. The band at this position is going to be less, so I can learn how to accelerate my movement out and work on speed. Now, as you're older, that may not seem as important, but it really is, because your ability to keep your muscles responding quickly at a specific time and situation is going to allow you to go ahead and keep yourself on your feet and more balanced. And as we get older, we know that age is going to take away our response time. So if our exercise program is only using free weights that are trained at the same speed in the same pattern, we're not able to work on movement or, more importantly, muscle response time. So therefore, bands are going to allow us to not only increase our speed, train speed, but that increasing and training speed is going to allow us to increase our muscle response time, which is going to go a long ways in keeping you safe when awkward movements unexpectedly pop up. Hey guys, thanks for taking the time to go ahead and watch my video on the 6 ways that bands can influence how you look, feel, and move more so than weights. Now, don't stop there. Scale on down, click on the button below that allows you to pick up my 20 band training resources that are going to go ahead and allow you to learn even more about how this simple continuous loop band can make your body not only look and feel great, but it's also going to get you moving great, which ultimately, guys, is the key to us going ahead and sustaining and keeping our bodies functioning the way we want so we can do anything we want. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click on the link below and pick up my 20 free training resources, and let's go ahead and let's truly get you better with bands.